Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Fate Stay Night. Thankfully, so I'm recording these way ahead of time. I have time on my own, and so I said, yeah, let's get this bread. And so I did ask, and I was told, no, these don't lead to bad endings just right now. It's relationship points. So what I gotta do is I gotta be smart, because if we take a look right now, I'm doing okay with Tosaka. I gotta be better though. So what we're gonna do, we can't do this by ourselves. We'll cooperate with other masters. These are ideas. Bad ones. This is a good one. They aren't opponents we can take on by ourselves. They are three enemies, or there are three enemies. Then we'll at least need one more on our side. Then there are limited possibilities. People who are magi and have a reason to fight against Caster will be the other masters.
トサカ、怒らないで聞いてくれ。他のマスターとは協力できないかな。
いいわ。その心は口にするからには何か算段があるんでしょ。
いや、そういうわけじゃないんだが、今のキャスターの状態は他のマスターにとっても無視できないだろう。なら今回だけってことで手を組めるかもしれないと思って。
ええ、実は私も同じことを考えてた。てっきり白を反対すると思ってたから黙ってたんだけどね。
Relationship go up? It don't yet. Probably have to refresh. She says so unenthusiastically. She must not like the idea, but she must know that's the only option we have.
となると、残るマスターは2人。ランサーのマスターとバーサーカーのマスターね。
About the first.
ランサーのマスターは不明のままだから交渉のしようもないけど、バーサーカーのマスターであるイリアスフィールなら可能性はあるかもしれない。
She's already shown to be kind of into me in a weird way, so that might work. Berserker's master. She's not really part of this plot. The white girl and the statue-like giant I met on the night when it all began. She sounded dangerous, but I don't think she's cruel.
そうだな。あの子なら話し合いに応じてくれそうだ。見返りに無茶な条件も出してきそうにないし。
バカ、シローにとっちゃあいつが一番ヤバいのよ。あいつ、初めっからシローしか見てなかったもの。私はともかく、あんたはどんな目に遭わされるか分かったもんじゃないわよ。
What's wrong, Tosaka? Jealous?
なんだよそれ。俺はあの子と一度しか会ってないんだ。そんなことになるわけないだろう。
そんなことになったら交渉なんて破棄に決まってるじゃない。バカ。
Then, Tosaka averts her gaze and gulps down her tea.
けど、今はイリアスフィールにかけるしかないわね。キャスターの正体がアーチャーの言う通りなら、間違いなくバーサーカーは天敵だし、何しろ生前の知り合いだもの。
Oh,
キャスターの手口なんて知り尽くしてるでしょ。バーサーカーならキャスターとアーチャーが同時に攻めてきても追い返せる。私たちはその間にクズキ一人を攻略すればいい。
そりゃ理想論だけど。トサカ、キャスターはバーサーカーと関係があるのか？
ええ、アーチャーが言ってたのよ。バーサーカーの正体はヘラクレスだって。キャスターが本当にあの希代の魔女なら、アルゴー戦つながりでバーサーカーとは面識があるかもしれない。
I'm gonna be real. My knowledge on Greek myth and history ain't the best.
私が綺麗に苦手意識を持つのと同じ。世の中にはね、どうしたって苦手なやつっているもんなのよ。
Okay, but I'm sure everyone would dislike that priest.
じゃあ決まりだな。けど、どうやってあの子を見つけようか。あれ以来出てこないけど、あれだけの魔力を持ってるなら隠れていようと見つけ出せるだろう。なのに見つからないってことは、この町にはいないってことじゃないのか。
でしょうね。イリアスフィールはずっと遠くから聖杯戦争を眺めて楽しんでるんでしょ。
ずっと遠く？キャスターみたいに竜道寺から町を監視してるのか？
さあ、けどどこにいるかは見当がつく。昔父さんから聞いたことがあるのよ。アインツベルンは郊外の森に別荘を持ってるって。
Yeah, that big old European castle thing makes sense. She says so with a tense voice. A villa inside the forest. Tosaka's expression tells me how dangerous the place is. Well, let's go. Well, after we sleep, I go back to my room and lie down. Drowsiness fills my body as soon as I do. I stare at the dark ceiling. We're going to Iliasfield's hideout tomorrow. No matter what kind of negotiations take place, it's obvious that we'll need energy. Tosaka said we wouldn't get good results with tired bodies, so we decided to head out after we sleep.
夜明けまであと5時間。そうなったら、あの子と話し合いをしなくちゃならない。
A bit of a power nap. The young master that appeared in the night, I became a master. If Saber's a servant excellent in all aspects, Berserker is a servant specialized in battle. There's no servant that can match Berserker in simple combat.
そんないけど、どう話し合えばいい?
Very politely. Saying it makes me believe it's impossible to negotiate with them, but we gotta try. Strangely, I don't feel any uneasiness. I think Ilia will understand if we talk to her. Just like Tosaka, she will classify enemy and ally as Magus, but I think she's a proper girl with all that aside.
まったく、まだ話したこともないくせに、希望的観測にも程がある。
I bet she would scorn me, saying that it's a convenient fantasy. But what's wrong with believing? Is it wrong to have hope for someone you haven't met yet? That was a sound. I realize that I'm gritting my teeth. Ooh, bud. Get a mouth guard. The man who told me to drown in my ideals and die betrayed Tosaka in front of me. A guy with that much trust and power switched his alliance so easily. My mind darkens. No, it's freezing. My head cools down thinking about what he did. I'm angry, but at least my pillow is nice and cool. I can't forgive him for betraying Tosaka. I can't forgive the fact that he cast away his partner. I will swear here. Heck. Even if that might have been the very best action, and if it turns out that it was the right choice to survive, I will never do something like that. His actions have been getting on my nerves. He told me not to talk about ideals. I opposed him when he told me I cannot save everybody. But I agreed with his words somewhere inside of me. If his words are correct, the superhero my father talked about is just a fantasy. And I accepted that I would have to become like him to get as close to the ideal as possible. Not wanting to do so, I openly denied the idea even though I accepted it in my mind. This isn't on such a level. I can't approve of him. I can't approve of his action no matter what the circumstances may be. I won't be able to keep standing if I approve of him. Let's get that hate sleep. My words do not disperse into the darkness but stay in the room. A few hours until dawn. Keep repeating those words even though I sleep. And that's why we don't have a weird dream, I'm guessing. Versus Berserker. Oh. That won't go over well. Hey, there's an interlude, though. What's happening? She's alone with her thoughts in the darkness. It has been a day since she attacked the church and killed the priest. It has been a day since she declared that she can find it, no matter where it may be hidden, if it exists. It may not be the case for other servants, but there's no way someone versed in magic like her would not be able to find a relic as holy as the Holy Grail. And there is only one answer. The Holy Grail was never hidden in this church to begin with. She sighs, puts her fingers on her temple. When she closes her eyes, heavy darkness assails her body. No, it is just a scream. It is not coming from outside. The scream comes from her body and mind, telling her that her fatigue is at the limit. It has been a month since she was summoned. Since then, she has done her best to win. Her master is an ordinary person without a magic circuit, and she is the weakest of the servants. To make up for that, she abused forbidden magic. Collection from the people. The magic strings she placed throughout the town, and the control of the ley line using sacrifices. These are all reasons why she was called a witch during her life. But she has never used them before. She should have never used them, and she did not intend to do the forbidden. So, why did she end up using them for a meaningless conflict like this? She became a heroic spirit to take revenge. But she also knows it is meaningless to use skills that label her as a witch. She only uses trivial magic. She only created disasters that caused people to destroy themselves with their own greed. That was all the revenge she could manage, so what caused her to stray from her path so much? Love.
全ては聖杯のため。あらゆる望みを叶える聖杯なのだから、気が違うのは当然です。
That is a lie. She knows the true identity of the Holy Grail. She already knows what that thing is, and why servants like her are summoned. It is true that most wishes can be granted using the Holy Grail that appears in this town. It will allow her to stay in this world with physical form, and allow her to start a second life as a human.
バカね。そんなことに何の意味があるというの。
Saying so, she closes her eyes. She empties her mind. For now, she lets her guard down and rests her mind. She hears the sound of rain. It was a night without moonlight. The surroundings were pitch black, and she wandered with an empty mind. That is where she met him, with blood-stained body and frozen limbs. A chance meeting that was more miraculous than any miracle. Who? It was the mountain where the Ryudo Temple is located. Falling rain. She was stumbling aimlessly through the dense forest. Is this a flashback now? She left behind a trail of blood. In her hand was a dagger that breaks all contracts. Her purple robe was wet with rain, and her limbs had turned white from the winter cold. She staggered around, holding onto the trees for support. She walked on, dirtied with mud, her breath ragged, reaching out her hand as if begging for help. She did not look like her usual self, filled with cool composure. No big ara energy. No, even the amount of magical energy was unlike her. She was exhausted. She had only a handful of power left. For a servant, magical energy is like a lifeline that allows you to stay in this world. But that was all lost. No magical energy was coming from her master. That was only natural. She just killed her own master. That was the cause of her exhaustion. Oh. She, servant Castor, was about to disappear alone as compensation for obtaining freedom. A dry laugh. It is funny that her body was not able to maintain itself and that she betrayed her vulgar master. Moreover, it's quite amusing to see how badly she had underestimated the relationship between servant and master. She had done well. Her master was a legitimate magus. He was in his 30s, had a medium build, and had a few noteworthy characteristics. He had no will to fight, but dreamed of victory. He was a man that waited only for the other masters to kill each other. The man had not trusted Castor. He treated Castor coldly as a superior magus, and he insulted her for being inferior to the other servants. Ooh, that's not a very nice guy. She gave up on him after a few days. She acted as an obedient servant and filled the man's conceit. In short, she made him use his command spells for meaningless things. She told him he did not need the command spells. Ooh, that's rough that you can lie about that. She made him believe that she would be faithful to her master even without the command spell. It was his fault for believing in her. The master used his third command spell for a meaningless thing and was killed by Castor at that moment. It was easy. She did not like the fact that the contract with him still existed, so she killed him using the rule breaker. But she had made a mistake. Servants exist using the supply of magical energy provided by their masters. But not just magical energy. Servants are only allowed to exist in this age by being connected with people of this age. In other words, to lose one's master, the passport to this age, means being forced to return to the outside world. But she would not normally be this exhausted. This was the curse her master had left her. Her master did not approve of her, as she was a better magus than he was. Therefore, he limited her magical energy to always being below his level. The magical energy of a level of a mere human cannot keep a servant in this world. She would normally be able to stay in this world for 2 days after losing her master. Now it was different. Her magical energy was drastically decreasing with every second, and the end was near. Probably a few more minutes. She would disappear if she could not find her next master in that time. She would disappear before she could fight, unable to do anything. She would be a pitiful servant, summoned only to be trampled upon. It was vexing. It was vexing, but it wasn't anything out of the ordinary. It had always been like this for her. She was treated unreasonably like this all the time. Yo, if you want to talk about treated unreasonably, go read a Greek legend. She was always used as a tool, and she was never understood by anyone. Yes, her life was always controlled by someone else. Her mind was destroyed at a young age to save a hero chosen by the gods. Just for the sake of a hero the goddess of beauty happened to favor, the goddess cursed her to blindly love a man she had never seen. The girl betrayed her father, and she was even forced to betray her own country. There's no memory after that. After everything was over, the girl, who was a princess, was in an unfamiliar country. A girl that betrayed her father, the king, for a man. A witch that had cut apart her own brother and threw the piece in the sea to escape her native country. The man who wanted it done cast her aside in order to become king, saying that he could not marry a witch. She was controlled and taken to an unknown country, was marked as a witch, and the only person she could rely on threw her away. That is her origin. There's nothing people can blame her for, and people around her were aware of that. But still, people continued to demand for her to be a witch. An evil to protect the king. An evil to be on the receiving end of evil superstitions. People wanted a convenient scapegoat that they could blame for any disaster. This pattern has never changed. People demand easily understandable evil to reassure themselves of their own goodness. In that regard, she was the perfect sacrifice. The father she could rely on was in a distant country. Nobody would defend her, and people gladly blamed her on all the ugly things in their world. Yo, that sucks. They decided that every ugliness was this witch's doing. They were poor, that they hate others, that humans are ugly, and even people die when they are killed. So she merely accepted it. Since she could only live as a witch, she decided to live like a witch. She swore to show them the ugliness of the wishes they demanded of her. If people do not know their ugliness, so be it. They can stay ignorant, go to hell for their crimes, and suffer forever. They won't be able to get out of hell. They will suffer forever as criminals because they do not know what crimes they have committed. That is the reason for existence she imposed on herself. That is the only role people gave to the girl, to the one called the witch, who never had a free will. Wow, that went deep, man. But nobody actually wished for such a thing. The same goes for her as well. She seeks revenge against her will without having any wish for herself. Yes. Until she met up with this stranger. A rustling sound. So this is how she met Kazuki there. Which makes sense now, because he's not a Magus. She peered ahead, even though she was barely able to stand. It's midnight. Who could possibly come into this forest at this time? It was a heavy voice. She did not have the composure to check who it was. She just thought it was all over. She had no power to use magic. Her purple robe might have looked like a coat, but it was covered in blood. A woman covered in blood was hiding in the rain. It is obvious what such a person did. Anyone would run away first. What would they do after that? They would either call the police or pretend they hadn't seen it. It did not matter to her, as she could no longer move. That caused the last of her spirit to give out. Her last moment was cold and lonely, just as it was at the end of her true lifetime. Or so she thought. This is actually sweet. When she regained consciousness, she was in that place. In front of her is that man, the man who she met in the woods. Those were his first words. When she watched the man with blank amazement, the tone of his voice never changed. That was her first encounter with her mad master, Kazuki Soichiro. Kazuki was a strange man. Should he be called a ghost? He had no reason to live, but no reason to die. He was just there, and since he existed, he followed whatever whim took him. Yeah, sounds like a teacher. He has no self. That was her first impression of him, and she thought it would be easy to turn him into a puppet. She grew to realize that that thought was the mistake. Kazuki Soichiro does not have a past. He has no self because he has no past, but it does not mean Kazuki Soichiro is empty. Kazuki was a sincere man. He easily accepted her when she told him that she wanted him to be her master, and when she told him about her true identity. He accepted it after she told him it was the truth. And the most amazing part was the night they met. As she was about to disappear, she told Kazuki to lay with her. Wow! After making a difficult expression... Whoa. After that, he made love to her without waiting for a reply. Put it this way, they had sex before the Buddha. Whoa! It seemed rough like Asura, but it also seemed gentle, like the Bodhisattva. Kinda get that. I played Asura's Wrath. Either way, the contract was complete. She obtained a new master, was able to stay in this world, but returned to her role of being a witch. She still considers it to be a miracle. She would have disappeared before she woke up if she wasn't taken to the Rito Temple. The Rito Temple is a demonic place for servants, but it is a perfect summoning place once inside. As the Rito Temple is surrounded by a boundary field, it is suited for keeping anything inhuman. She was able to remain without disappearing because she was brought to the Rito Temple. Had it been any place else, she would have vanished after being taken there. As a result, she obtained the best ley line and the best protection. She easily occupied the Rito Temple, figured out the mechanism of the Holy Grail, and summoned Assassin as the fifth servant. But such things are trivial matters. She was certainly lucky on that night. Hey, you can say that again. Many miracles saved her, and she is now on the verge of victory. But they do not deserve thanks. She would have been fine with it even if those miracles had not occurred. There's only one important fact. A very small matter that is trivial for anyone else. For her, the fact that she was able to make Kazuki Soichiro is a miracle beyond belief. That was a lot more than I expected to get out of her. But it's not going well. No, she feels that everything she does is not going well. Her master will not be delighted with what she did. He has never had an interest in the Holy Grail. She would do her best to grant any wish of his, but Kazuki Soichiro has none. A one-sided relationship. They do not get along well. It is not going well at all.
ミイラ取りがミイラになったか。希代の魔女というのも案外脆いものだな。
She turns to the intruder. It is not her master that is standing there. It is the knight in red, Archer, with his true identity still unknown.
アーチャー、あなたには外の見張りを任せたはずですが。
ああ、それがな、ざっと見たところ、周囲に敵という敵がいない。退屈を持て余してね、中の様子を見に来たのだ。
それはそうでしょうね。私たちの敵はバーサーカーだけよ。それもセイバーさえ陥落すればこちらから撃って出るだけ。あなたが私たちに寝返った時点でもう敵なんていないのよ。
So you mean Saber is suffering during all this time? That's
あ
not
なた
good.
もそれが分かっていたからこそこちらに着いたのではなくて。
さて、どうかな。私はあのマスターと契約を切りたかっただけとは思わないか。あのマスター以外なら契約者は誰でもよかったと。
There is some truth in Archer's words. What does it mean? Archer had no intention of betraying, but betrayed his master only because he wanted to break his contract with Tosaka Rin?
そう。小娘のおもりはごめんということ。確かに私たちサーバントは総じてマスターに不満を持つわ。あなたが愛想を尽かすのも当然でしょうね。
いや、召喚者として彼女は完璧だった。ただ、少しばかり狂いが生じただけだ。それとキャスター、一つ忠告しよう。あらゆるサーバントが君と同じだとは思わないことだ。少なくとも、セイバーとバーサーカーは、主に不満を抱いてはいなかった。正しい英雄というものはね、正しい人間にしか刺激できないものなんだ。
何を今さら。ねじ曲がったマスターだからこそねじ曲がった英霊を呼ぶ。そのようなことあなたに言われるまでもないわ。
Summoners with dark shadows in their mind cannot summon heroic spirits who are on the light side. In that regard, she and Ryder are not heroic spirits. A twisted master calls for twisted heroic spirits. As Ryder was one that was beautiful, she was also one that was pure. It is ironic how servant casters summoned is a fictional hero. That's true. That is true, because we know who that is, of course.
しかし考えてみればおかしな話だな。
At least I do.
君やライダーは英霊に敵対するものだろう。にもかかわらずサーバントとして選ばれている。まあ聖杯には善悪の区別はない。力のある人間霊なら誰であろうと組み上げるということか。
いいえ、本来そんな英霊としての側面もあるものなんて混ざり物は選ばれない。この戦いがおかしくなったのは3度目からよ。それまでは私やライダーのような英霊は呼ばれなかった。
That's interesting that over time, these more fictional or evil spirits started to be summoned more. That does not concern her now. She's not concerned about the true identity of the Holy Grail. Servant Caster's mission is to win this war. She's not interested in what comes after. Though to be honest, that is not the end she wishes for.
無駄話はここまでよ、アーチャー。持ち場に戻りなさい。あなたが何を考えているかはどうでもいいわ。あなたはすでに私のサーバント。その命は私の手の中にある。それを肝に銘じて口を聞きなさい。
了解した。では従順なサーバントらしく主の期待に応えるとしよう。
The knight in red goes up the stairs. Seeing him off silently, Castor lets out a long sigh. One more day until Saber surrenders. She does not have the Holy Grail yet, but she will approach the end once Saber falls. What will happen when the war ends? Castor will make every wish come true with her powers. It's not bad to live as a witch like she swore before dying. But the reason will go away once the war ends. Even if she still has the will, her master will lose the reason to stay as her master.
あと少しで聖杯はこの手に収まる。
Castor gracefully reaches out into empty space. Her hard work is about to be rewarded, but her expression is like that of a criminal about to be executed. Oof. Pretty, internally turmoiled, it seems. Hey, the status screen updated. Anyways, many corpses. Do we actually get her real story now? Oh, true name Medea. Okay, if we go to details. Okay, here we go. An unfortunate princess labeled a witch in Greek mythology. Jason, a hero famous from the Argo expedition, argued with King Peleus, the usurper of his father's country. He managed to make the king promise to return the country to him if he went to the Far East to Colchis and returned with the Golden Fleece, which is a very powerful weapon in God of War. The princess of Colchis that possessed this Golden Fleece was Medea. King Aeetes of Colchis excelled at magic. As his daughter, she also practiced magic, but her personality was far from what you might call a witch. Her fate, was confounded after the hero Jason appeared. When the goddess Aphrodite supported Jason, realized that the king Colchis was unshakable, she controlled his daughter Medea's mind and made her blindly love Jason. As a result, Medea betrayed her father and her country for a foreigner called Jason, whom she had never seen before. Medea nullified her father's magic, and even the enchanted fire-breathing oxen allowed Jason to obtain the Golden Fleece. Yo, oxen in Fate are really together, because you got Cahulin, and then you got this, and you got, I think, doesn't Alexander or something ride oxen? And then there's Paul Bunyan. Of course, the king of Colchis was infuriated and personally led his army to capture Jason before he left the country. To assist Jason's escape, Medea was once again used by the goddess. Medea boarded the Argo, which had belonged to the man she loved, yet only knew by name, and sliced her brother Aspristatus into pieces right before the eyes of her pursuing father. The king was overcome by grief and ordered for the collection of pieces of his dead son. Seizing that opportunity, the Argo escaped his pursuers, and Jason safely returned to his native land of Iolcus. Returning to his native land, Jason asked for the return of the country as promised, but King Peleus refused and formed a plot to kill him. Jason relied on Medea's magic 3 times to escape the danger, rule of 3, and Medea came up with a plan for Jason. They invited King Peleus for a visit and killed his servant, not that servant, in front of him. After reviving him with her magic, Medea offered this to cast a spell of immortality on the king as well. The king was overjoyed and gave his body to Medea. Of course, his dead body was left in pieces and thrown into the sea. That's rough, to be like, oh no, I killed someone, good thing I can turn him in, to live forever. And then the king's like, yo, kill me and make me live forever. And then he She kills him and doesn't revive him. Thus, Jason did become a king, but his fellow Argonauts did not approve of his conduct. Most of all, they disapproved of Medea's existence. She betrayed her country for a man, killed her brother to save herself, and now take the throne by deceit. Medea was denounced a witch and chased out of the country together with Jason, literally without an A, and Medea arrived in Corinth, where they were welcomed by the king. Medea had finally found peaceful rest in this land. This peace, finally obtained after her abduction and denouncement, did not last long. The king of Corinth took a liking to Jason and decided to have his daughter marry him. Jason also chose the young daughter, and Medea was exiled. Her actions after that were indeed those of a witch. Medea appeared at Jason's wedding, and used her magic to burn all those attended, including the king of Corinth and his daughter. Jason was the only one left alive. Her fate, after she left Corinth is unknown, as her life is filled only with betrayal. It said that the princess became a true witch and continued to roam the Greek lands. Yep, that's about normal for a Greek tragedy. That's just how it be. Ooh. She does have the golden fleece, huh? Very valuable. It is said they can summon dragons, but since the caster does not have the ability to summon phantom beasts, it cannot be used. That can be dope. And also worrying, considering can't she, like, give it to someone else? Huh. And we didn't get Heracles added there. Interesting. Anyways, I saw many corpses. I died at that time and was reborn. I do not have any regrets. My eyes lost hatred there. My hands lost anger there. My legs lost hope there. Myself lost itself there. Everything went away. It is not because I gave up that I believed nothing would save me. I just found out that it's natural. It's just that dying people will die and survivors will survive. I laid down on the rubble and stared at the burning field. I understood everything then. Thought I understood everything then. But I still considered it how wonderful it would be if I was able to save everything here. That's what I admired. I just wished nobody would have to suffer. That's why I tried to become a superhero. It was simple and seemed like an ideal existence. That was why I aimed for it. I knew where I had to be, but there were many ways to get there. I kept on running, wanting to get as close to it as possible, even though I did not know what was right or wrong. Many paths I took were crooked, and my destination was only getting farther away. I'm taking the long way. I've been repeating this for 10 years, since I got saved by Kiritsugu. But I won't regret it. I'm not as skillful as Tosaka. I will take the wrong path and lose a lot of things at times, but I cannot discard them as meaningless. I have to present meanings for everything I've trampled upon and everything that cannot be returned, so I cannot lose. It can't be helped, Shikatanai, if I lose against someone else. But if I can win against myself, I can always fight back against my mind that tells me to give up. That's all I swore upon. There's only one thing I believed in and wanted to believe in. Okay. That's right. Even if I'm walking down the wrong path, I will not regret believing in it. That's an interesting way to go. I wake up from the light shining in. It's before 6 o'clock. The sky I can see through the window is a clouded one. I get ready and leave my room. My body feels well, and there isn't that much pain from my wound. That shouldn't have to be a burden to Tosaka even if we end up fighting. Make a nice Japanese breakfast. Oh! Powerful. Everyone's improved by glasses. I'm ready, but Tosaka is transformed.
何よ、地雷踏んで動けなくなった新兵みたいな顔して。
Are you saying
まだ準備できてないの?
Are you saying we can improve your character design by giving you glasses and you just wear contacts? Because if so, no, we gotta fix this.
そうじゃなくて、調査がなんか変じゃないか。
Improved design.
ああ、これ細かい作業の時にかけるだけだから気にしないで。
No, keep them on forever. Well, I guess it's alright if you say so. What kind of magic is it? It looks so wrong yet so right.
いい?
That's the magic of glasses, my good friend.
郊外の森。
Please keep those on forever. You look so much better.
町からはるかに離れた市街。まだ人の手が入っていない。長年人間の介入を拒んできただけあって、森は深くて広いわ。年に何人か 何の準備もなしに踏み込んで遭難したって話知ってるでしょ？
And this is before like phone GPS. That has changed humanity. I nod silently. Our destination is the Einsburn villa that is said to be somewhere in that forest. Our fate, haha, will be sealed. It keeps increasing. There's so many times we're using that word. The instant our negotiations fail and we end up fighting. We won't be able to call for help, and it will be difficult to run away. We cannot escape that forest unless we defeat that giant berserker.
じゃあそろそろ行きましょう。徹夜して場所に当たりはつけといたから、うまくすれば半日ぐらいで見つけられるはずよ。
That's pretty good. That gives us
とり
time.
あえず国道までは車を使うからタクシー代用意しといて。
She starts walking with a big bag in her hand. I follow her with the usual Shinai bag in mine. But Tosaka, money for the cab is fine, but does that mean we'll be walking back on the way home? Oh no. Can't get round trip, can't get Uber. We rode the taxi for an hour from the town. We drove on the highway past many mountains and reached the entrance to the forest. Of course, the forest does not have any paved roads. We finally reached the entrance of the forest after walking about 1 kilometer from the highway. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I got nervous once I actually face it. The forest is dark even though it's daytime. The tall branches block out the sunlight and it's hard to see more than a few meters ahead, let alone to the end.
ちょっとシロ、悪いけど先に進んでみてくれない？
Where's your glasses? They looked great.
いいけど、あの子の居場所を知ってるのは遠坂なんだろ？俺が先に行っても仕方がないと思うわ。
I complain as I enter the forest. Then... Whoa!
なんだ、ビリッときたぞ。
I pull back my foot. I only felt the shock for an instant. It's not that strong, so it hurt more if I hit my foot on the corner of the dresser. Well, in short, it was like static electricity.
やっぱり識別だけだろうけど森全体に管理が行き届いてるみたいね。
ちょっと待て。それまずいんじゃないのか。要するに防犯ベルに引っかかったってことだろ。なら
別に問題ないんじゃない？私たちは奇襲に来たわけじゃないもの。話し合いに来たんだから、むしろ今からアピールしておいた方が得でしょ？
Okay, that makes sense.
一応気をつけろよ。ちょっとビリッとくるから。
分かってる分かってる。シロの見てたからどんなものか分かってるって。
She waves her hand and steps in the forest. Then... Ooh! Tosaka jumps back with a funny scream. I hear fire hissing. I want to believe it's my imagination that the leaves under Tosaka's feet are scorched.
個人差がある警報みたいだな。俺には挨拶程度だったけど。
She's okay with me and not with you. I calmly analyze the situation. But it doesn't seem like Tosaka's listening to me.
やってくれるじゃないあのガキ。今笑ったの確かに聞こえたんだから。
Tosaka yells into the empty sky. She's so angry that she might go into a fight instead of talk. Well, anyway, it seems talking bad about Tosaka is fatal no matter how far away you are, so I guess I'll refrain from doing so. She has Tosaka vision. She can hear when you beacon her. We walk in the forest. We're the only people in this vast place. I don't hear any beasts, and the grasses are dead like corpses. The endless rows of trees make me think this forest goes on forever. It's been 3 hours since we entered. Just as our surroundings start to blur together...
見つけた。
Oh?
聞いてはいたけど呆れたわ。本気でこんなところにあんなものを建てるなんて。
I follow Tosaka's stare. There's only darkness ahead. Between the trees, there's something unbefitting in these surroundings, visible through a crack so small you'd miss it if you weren't careful.
なんだあれ。壁か？
I can't see it myself.
壁よ。まったくどうかしてるわ。あれ、自分たちの国から丸ごと持ってきたものよ。
Yo, but what if the castle teleports? Tosaka complains and heads to the strange object we can see in the distance. Still can't tell what it is, so I follow her. We get out of the forest. The endless forest quickly ends. That sentence should not exist. No, it seems like the forest is scooped out here with a big spoon. The sky curving above us is gray. A giant dome. It seems more like an underground kingdom than a clearing. This is Ilyasfield's dwelling. An old castle built within the forest. Solitary castle without any visitors, too big for one girl, not to mention too desolate for anyone to live alone in, rather. Anyway, it does no good to be standing here. According to Tosaka, Iliasfield knows we're here. And we should go in from the front entrance as a sign that we're not here to fight.
よし、行くぞ、トーサカ。って、トーサカ？
Tosaka is looking up the castle with an alarmed expression. Her face is tense, as if she's confronting an enemy.
トーサカ、気になるもんでもあったのか？
私たち以外に誰かいる。
Oh?
そりゃいるだろう。イリアってことバーサーカーの住処なんだから。
そうじゃなくて、それ以外の誰かってことよ。シロ、こっちから入るわよ。
Oh, we sneaking in? We Metal Gearing?
ちょっとお前。
Tosaka starts running towards a big tree by the wall, and I don't have time to stop her. No, that's not all. She grabs onto a branch and skillfully climbs up. Look up in astonishment. Tosaka looks around and she jumps and kicks at the castle. Oh, Tosaka has dive kicks. A shattering sound. The window breaks and the red figure disappears into the castle.
ほら早く。本気でおかしいわよ、この城。
もう話し合いをするんじゃなかったのかよ。
But what's done is done. I climb up the tree and jump into the second floor window like Tosaka. We enter the hallway. Even before I'm dazzled by the magnificence of the castle, I sense the abnormality Tosaka is talking about. I hear sounds of fighting, swords crashing against each other. But would a storm-like battle even be possible? Or such a storm-like battle? Even the most fierce battle of swords, the battle between Berserker and Saber, did not create such sounds. Then I suddenly realize, this isn't the sound of swords crashing. This is one against many. There is literally a war going on somewhere in this castle. One side has to be Iliasfield. This is Iliasfield's castle. If there's a battle here, it could only be Berserker attacking the intruding enemy. I run. The sound is coming from below us. Considering the location we came in from, the battle is happening right in the center of the castle, in the guest hall. I run through the unfamiliar castle. This isn't the time to be talking. I don't know what's going on, but something terrible is happening. I run down the stairs. The fierce battle is happening
閉め
nearby.
た。ここ、広間の吹き抜けに
So
繋がって
this
る。
is like the same battle that happens in the Fey route, but under a very different context. Tosaka confirms what's down the hallway. The hallway splits at a T-junction, both branches leading to a terrace on either side of the hall.
ここで別れましょう。私はこっちから様子を見るから、シロはそっちからお
Is
願い。
there any reason why? It's better to split up. As we are now, we have no way to escape once we're found. There's no point in staying together right now. We don't stand a chance either way. Oh, I guess. If we're separated, there's hope for the other one to escape if one of us is found. Sokka walks down the hallway facing east. I nod and go down the other hallway, the one heading west.
シロ、
She suddenly calls to me.
分かってるわね。何が起きようと絶対に手は出さないで。今の私たちに戦う手段はない。
Choose the fight option, got it.
いい？やばいと思ったらすぐに逃げるのよ。どちらかが捕まっても構わず走って。
Choose the fight
誰かを
option,
助
got
ける
it.
なんて、まず自分を助けてから考えることなんだから。
She suppresses her emotions. It sounds more like a wish than a warning. Yeah, because she knows I won't. Go around, come out onto the terrace. See Tosaka emerge on the opposite side. She immediately takes cover, then peeks out. As soon as I follow her example and look down, we both gasp. Shinji?
なんだってあいつ。こんなところに。
Oh, never mind. Shinji stands atop the rubble in the corner of the room, happily watching the scene. No, that's not the surprising thing. What I have to accept right now is the battle Shinji is observing. The black giant lets out a roar. The swinging axe sword blows up dust and grinds the rubble into powder. The mad warrior appears no different from before. No, his dreadful roar is louder now. Oh, Iliasfield's not having it. The girl in white is behind the giant. Berserker's master, Iliasfield. An ever-smiling girl unsuited for murder. But that girl is now shivering and watching her servant with a face almost in tears. Her pale face is desperately trying to deny the despair in front of her. Someone help me. The girl's trembling lips mouths these words, Tasukete.
そんな。
A storming whirlwind. Berserker's axe sword is repelled each time by the noble phantasm of one servant, the one reigning from the throne of rubble in the center of the hall. Oh, whoa, that's new. That's a different design for him. At least in this art, many swords are released. Each one of the weapons appearing from behind the man would cause certain death. They attack. They are like gushing water. I did not think this fight would happen. The infinite noble phantasm does not only repel Berserker's axe sword, but pierce his body. Yo, he has 12 lives, so it's like, just go through him. Pieces are blown from his body. The sword cuts through his body, penetrates his skull, and pierces his heart. But he still does not die. The giant regenerates every time he is killed, slowly but surely moving forward. 8 times already. He has been killed so many times, but Berserker still moves forward. The enemy greets him with a smile. The tragedy continues. Berserker is killed without even being able to go near the enemy.
Buck.
It's not because Berserker is getting killed without being able to do anything. That man, that servant, is beyond belief. The infinite noble phantasms he sends out are each a true noble phantasm. I can tell since I projected Archer's swords. They are the originals of every noble phantasm. The first ones from before they became legend. Wow, you're just picking that up, huh? Who could he be having an infinite supply of such weapons? Now, first of all, there should only be 7 servants. Then he's an 8th one. Someone that shouldn't exist. Can't breathe. Berserker defies description. His body of steel, his superhuman strength, and his regenerative powers on top of that is not someone you can match. The 8th servant does not retreat from such an opponent and overwhelms Berserker using the demonic swords and the holy swords he releases. That's a new angle. When I look up, I can see that Tosaka is pale as well. And it's only natural. The place below us is a land of death. We'll die instantly if we enter it. No more than that. He is a demon. He has a brutality different from Berserker. That man wishes for a battle only to kill others. But, with such an enemy in front of him, the Black Giant is still the strongest. He does not stop even if he is pierced or slashed all over his body. He receives the rain of noble phantasms, regenerates each time, and closes in on the enemy. It is an advanced, devoid of tactics. He's not thinking about countering the enemy's attacks. It's a savage fight where he advances on his enemy as long as he lives. He will not reach the enemy. Berserker's brute courage will only prove futile. He will end his life as a mere target. The enemy understands that. That is why he is standing there provoking the foolish advancing giant. Black Giant does not have a way to win. It's something the enemy and even I understand. Probably, even Berserker himself knows that. Yeah, but he can't do anything because he's a big dummy now. But the giant keeps walking forward. He knows no retreat and does not avoid the attacks. The man greets the figure with a smile.
所詮はバーサーカー。戦うだけのものであったか。同じ半身として期待していたが、
Oh man, he's
よ
not
も
wrong.
やそこまでアホとはな。
Noble phantasms emerge from space. Letting out a laugh, he readies the noble phantasms behind him.
では、そろ
That's
そろ引導を
strange
渡してや
looking
ろう。
art.
これ以上近づかれては暑苦しい。
Yo, it's amazing how just rotating that art makes it look so dope. At his signal, the numerous noble phantasms descend on the giant. The giant repels most of them, and at the same time, loses most of his life. The black giant shakes. The body of rock starts to fall, but the giant stands his ground and shakes the noble phantasms from his body. The exclamation of surprise comes from the strange servant. The black giant destroys the swarms of noble phantasms and moves towards his enemy. His body is dying already. With a hopeless fatal wound, the black giant still advances. It is the result of a strong will. It is not madness resulting from being Berserker. The giant faces this hopeless fight with an iron will.
でかいだけの的が未だ形をとどめるか。
The magical bullets are fired mercilessly. Repelling it with his axe sword, the giant corners the man with his body slashed and his limbs pierced. He will not reach the man, but he still challenges the man because there is something he cannot give up. Then what is he moving forward for? Servants fight for the master to protect their master's life. That is why the giant does not retreat. He can only move forward as a shield to protect the frightened master behind him. The giant continues his foolish advancement. It's because he knows that he needs to take all the attacks in order to beat the servant without having his master killed. And when he reaches the enemy, that is when he wins. From the beginning, that has been the battle's nature. The man has to kill the giant before he reaches him. It's like a Monster Hunter siege battle. The giant has to approach the man before his life ends. It's a battle where the one has to accomplish the goal. The one to accomplish their goal is the first to win. The giant is aware of that, even if it is a battle with no hope of victory from the start. He roars. Coming out from his 10th death, his body explodes forward. He charges into the man like a bull challenging a matador.
Gero!
Gero? Numerous arrows are released. Was it his last charge, or did he just get used to the attacks? The giant repels all the arrows. He approaches the owner of the noble phantasms. He swings his axe sword. The weapon that has not yet been raised against the man rips through the air.
天の鎖よ!
Oh? The black bull is captured by numerous appearing chains. This is new. That's a new attack. What kind of noble phantasm is it? The chain that appeared out of nowhere confines Berserker as if binding space itself. Yeah, this is new. The chain twists Berserker's arms and bends them in directions they should not go. The chains tighten mercilessly, trying to tear off the rock-like head.
これでも死なぬか。かつて天の王子すら束縛した鎖だ
the
が、
bull of
お前
heaven.
を仕留めるには至らぬらしい。
The man's voice. The hall is filled with creaking sounds of the chain. It must be Berserker's power. The giant tries to break the chain that binds even space itself. Even if it sounds impossible, sure the giant will be able to manage it. It's weird to be cheering for Berserker right now. And the man acknowledges that as well. The girl screams. Iliasfield commands Berserker to retreat using her command spell, but the giant is still bound by chains, unable to move an inch. Inside of me, huh? Like, no, not that way, but like, she means in spirit form, right?
無駄だ人形。この鎖に繋がれた者は、たとえ神であろうと逃れることはできん。いいな。神性が高ければ高いほど餌食となる。もとより神を律するためだけに作られたもの。霊樹による空間転移など。
And so,
この俺が許すものか。
the man points to the giant as if to denote the end. An astonished girl's voice. It's over. It really ends. Oh, bound by chains, he receives 22 noble phantasms on his defenseless body. The black giant falls silent after becoming a grotesque object. I don't even need to check if he's alive or not. Even if he is a great hero that overcame 10 deaths, he should not be able to get up after receiving 20. Yes, even if he is alive, he should not have the power to breathe. The battle ends. It was known from the start who was going to win. Berserker cannot defeat that servant. No, servants cannot beat that man as long as they are heroic spirits. All heroic spirits have things they were weak against when they were alive. Those are their greatest weak points. Then, what if there's a hero who possesses all the noble phantasms, even the ones that killed each hero? This is the result. Even if he may be stronger, he cannot beat that man. The girl in white runs to the giant corpse. Seeing it, oh, Oh, the man mercilessly slashes the girl with a sword in his hand. That was a horrible scream. Scream. The man slashes her eyes in one blow. And he pierces her heart. But it misses. No, he made it miss. The girl is pierced in her lung and coughs up blood. Oh, Berserker can't handle it. The chains are broken. Yo, now it's red! Shattering his binds, the black giant charges at the man. The man pierces the slow-moving target. A lance to pierce the heart. He impales the giant with a lance very similar to the gay bull. That's it. The black giant dies for sure this time. We sure? The sword is pulled out from the girl. Leaving traces of red, the girl crawls to the unmoving giant. Watching it in delight, the man walks forward. He throws down his sword. He will use his bare hands to finish off the dying girl. Yo! I'll die. I'll probably die. I'll surely die this time. There's no logic behind that servant. He will kill anyone that hinders him. I will surely be killed if I don't get away from here before he finds me. And I... Oh no! Okay, so stopping him will definitely get me killed. Stop him? I'll try. Yeah, stopping him is 100% gonna get me killed. My frozen body bursts. My feet lift me up, and my arms grab the railing at the same time. I see Tosaka as I do so. She's biting her lips in anger while watching the tragedy below us. I know. Tosaka wants to stop him as well. But we'll be the ones to be killed if we do so. She can't stop him. That goes the same for me as well. I know it's stupid of me to die trying to save a dying girl. I don't care about that. I just can't leave her be. That's all that fills my mind. I jump down over the railing. Tosaka and Shinji both look in surprise at the intruder, but the man does not even look at me. The man reaches for the girl's body. I yell. I stop him with all my might.
Oh?
The man stopped. That is the smuggest Gilgamesh ever. The man stops his arm, and he slowly turns to me like death found its new prey. Really? An interlude now? Going back over a month. He was summoned into this world before anyone. Really? He was not summoned in this country. A faraway foreign land. The land is always covered in white, the sky is always gray, and the castle is built within a hidden mountain. It is always winter in that land. Coldness... Wait, is this not the bad ending? Okay, yo, but no, I thought I had... I have a bit of an ending guide here. Oh, no, it isn't. Okay. In that case, we'll see you next time. Yeah, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back. We'll continue this next time. I thought this would lead to a quick dead end, but I guess not. So, yeah, we will see Smugman next time in the interlude. Okay, well, let's just save here. We'll say to death for us. Maybe. We'll see you next time for some more Fate Stay Night, guys. Ciao.